Have you ever felt that no matter how hard you work, the money never seems to be enough? It seems like the bills keep coming in, the expenses only increase, and the dream of having a peaceful financial life gets further and further away. It's scary to imagine that you can spend years in this cycle, always chasing money, but never really achieving it. But here's the good news. You don't have to accept this as your reality. With a few simple changes to your habits, you can completely transform your relationship with money. What's more, you can learn how to make your salary seem bigger without having to work harder or live on a tight budget. In this video, I'm going to show you 8 powerful habits that can change your financial life and help you triple your salary quickly and easily. They are practical, applicable on a daily basis, and have already helped many people to get out of a tight spot and achieve the stability they've always wanted. Pay attention, because not applying these tips could mean remaining stuck in the same place, while incredible opportunities pass before your eyes. Shall we get started? 1. Reorganize your way of thinking about money. Think about it. Have you ever tried to save money but always found that there was nothing left over at the end of the month? That's because most people do it the other way around. They receive their salary, pay bills, spend on what they need or want, and only try to save what's left over. The problem? There's almost never anything left over. Now imagine a story. John really wanted to buy a new bike, but every month he spent his money on sweets, toys, and snacks. In the end, he looked in the piggy bank, and it was always empty. That's when someone gave him the tip. João, before you spend, put a little bit in the piggy bank. It doesn't matter how much it is, but do it every time you earn money. João began to save a little every time he received his allowance. It wasn't much at first, but he did it before he thought about anything else. After a few months, guess what? The piggy bank was full. He bought a bicycle and realized that he could do this for any purpose. You can do the same. Before you pay any bills or buy anything, set aside some money for your dreams or goals. It doesn't have to be a lot, but it does have to be constant. It's like planting seeds in a garden. At first, nothing seems to happen, but over time, the seeds grow and you reap the rewards. Oh, and don't fall into the trap of thinking that if you earn more money, it will be easier to save. The reality is that the more you earn, the more you tend to spend. That's why saving first and spending later is the best strategy. The secret is not how much you earn, but how you manage it. Believe me, it can change your financial life forever. 2. Visualize your financial goals. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine a scene. You're on vacation on the beach of your dreams. The sun is shining, the sound of the waves is relaxing, and you're enjoying it all without worrying about money. Or maybe you see yourself driving the car of your dreams or buying the perfect house for your family. Feel the excitement. That's the power of visualizing your goals. Having a clear goal is like using a map on a journey. Without it, you can get lost along the way. Many people say they want to get rich or have a better life, but what does that really mean? What do you really want to achieve with your money? To buy something specific, to have a reserve for emergencies, or perhaps to guarantee a more peaceful future? Knowing exactly what you want makes all the difference. Here's Anna's story. She had always wanted to do an exchange program, but it seemed impossible with her tight salary. One day, she decided to change her strategy. She calculated exactly how much money she needed for the trip and how soon she wanted to make it happen. Anna divided the amount into monthly goals and started saving a fixed amount every month, even if it was small. She also pasted pictures of the destination on her mirror and wrote down how much she had already saved. This practice motivated her to keep going, even when temptations to spend arose. You can do it too. Choose a specific goal, such as having an emergency reserve to cover 6 months of your expenses, buying a new computer, or investing in a course that can improve your career. Then determine how much money you need and how quickly you want to achieve it. Break this down into small monthly or weekly steps. When you visualize your goal clearly and put a deadline on it, it's no longer just a distant dream. Every small step you take becomes more meaningful because it's taking you directly to where you want to go. And here's the magic part. When you really believe and visualize your goal often, even the difficulties seem smaller. You find the strength to save and even ideas for making more money. So what are you waiting for? Close your eyes again, imagine your dream and start drawing up your plan. If you're enjoying this content so far, make sure you're subscribed to our channel. I'm preparing a series of videos that will transform your financial life, and you can't miss them. 3. Create personal financial rules. To achieve financial stability and save efficiently, it is essential to create financial rules that work for you. These rules help you avoid impulsive decisions and provide a solid basis for managing your money more clearly. One of the biggest financial challenges is impulse spending. How many times have you bought something and after a while realized you didn't need it? To avoid these mistakes, you can implement mental tricks that guide your financial choices on a daily basis. For example, set an amount limit for non-essential purchases. Establish a rule that you won't spend more than $50 on unplanned items such as clothes, gadgets, or meals. If something costs more than this amount, you should think about it for at least 24 hours before making a decision. Impose a waiting period for large purchases. Before making any significant purchase, such as a new cell phone or electronics, wait 30 days. This allows you to assess whether the purchase is really necessary. Restrict spending in specific categories. Set a maximum amount for spending on leisure or restaurants. For example, limit yourself to spending $100 a month on going out, keeping the rest for your financial goals. These small rules, called heuristics, simplify daily decisions and help you build a consistent savings habit. What's more, they eliminate the stress of analyzing every purchase because you've already set clear limits. Finally, customize these rules so that they work according to your financial reality and goals. What works for you may not be suitable for someone else, so adjust as necessary. Creating and following these rules not only makes saving easier, but also increases your financial discipline, putting you in control of your money and closer to your goals. 4. Live below your means. Did you know that many millionaires don't live in huge mansions or drive luxury cars? In fact, most of them live simply and well below their means. Why? Because they have understood that the secret to accumulating wealth does not lie in showing off, but in spending wisely and purposefully. Living below your means means spending less than you earn, even when your income increases. Often when we earn more, we feel the need to improve our lifestyle by buying expensive things or adopting more costly habits. This behavior, known as lifestyle inflation, can prevent you from building real wealth as your money ends up being spent rather than invested or saved. Author Thomas J. Stanley, in his book The Millionaire Lives Next Door, discovered that most millionaires lead a simple life. They don't waste money on unnecessary luxury items and have sound economic habits. Instead of worrying about the appearance of wealth, they focus on building and preserving their fortune. Here are some practices to start living below your means. 1. Reassess your needs and desires. Before making any purchase, ask yourself, do I really need this now? Does it take me closer to or further away from my financial goals? 2. Avoid unnecessary debt. Only buy what you can pay for in cash. If you need to use credit, make sure it's essential and that you can pay it off quickly. 3. Adopt a frugal lifestyle. This doesn't mean giving up everything, but being conscious about where and how you spend. For example, cooking at home can be more economical than eating out frequently, and cutting out subscriptions that you hardly use can free up money for investments or savings. 4. Focus on the future. Every dollar you don't spend today could be an extra brick in the construction of your financial independence. Remember, living below your means is not a limitation, but a strategic choice. By practicing frugality intelligently, you not only save money, but also develop the discipline needed to accumulate wealth and achieve financial freedom in the future. After all, true luxury is having security and peace of mind, not just material things. 5. Control your money in and out. Knowing exactly how much money is going in and out of your account is one of the most important pillars of financial health. Without it, it's like trying to sail a boat without a compass. You may be on the move, but you have no idea where you're going. Many people live on autopilot when it comes to money. They receive their salary, pay a few bills, spend the rest without much thought, and at the end of the month don't know where the money went. This behavior creates a cycle of financial stress and prevents any progress towards your goals. Here are some practical steps to get your finances under control. Record everything that comes in and goes out. Write down all your income and expenditure. You can use a notebook, a spreadsheet on your computer, or financial apps. The important thing is not to miss anything, from rent and fixed bills to coffee or a quick snack. Identify spending patterns. By recording your expenses, you'll start to realize where most of your money goes. Perhaps you're spending more than you think on outings, clothes, or subscriptions you don't use. Knowing where you're spending is the first step towards adjusting your priorities. Establish categories for your expenses. Divide your expenses into categories such as housing, food, transportation, leisure, savings, among others. This makes it easier to understand which areas can be adjusted to improve your financial health. Create a budget. Based on what you earn and what you spend, determine how much you can allocate to each category. For example, 50% for basic needs, housing, food, bills, 30% for leisure, and 20% for savings or investments. Adjust according to your reality. Review regularly. Review your cash flow on a weekly or monthly basis. This helps to identify deviations in planning and to correct course before it becomes a problem. Why is this important? Imagine you want to save up for a trip, but you don't know how much money you can put towards it because you don't know your finances. Or worse, you could be spending more than you earn and not even realize it. Keeping track of your income and expenditure gives you the power to make informed decisions and build a solid foundation for your dreams. Remember, money isn't just for spending. It's a tool for building the future you want. Controlling your finances may seem like a chore at first, but it's a habit that brings freedom and peace of mind. The more you know about your money, the more control you will have over it and your financial destiny. 6. Eliminate bad debts. Lucas was a young man full of dreams. He wanted to travel, start his own business, and achieve financial independence. But there was one problem. His credit card seemed to be his biggest enemy. Every time he looked at the bill, there was a growing debt, full of interest that seemed to multiply like magic, but not the good kind. At first, he thought, "Oh, no problem, I'll pay it off next month." But the next month came, and the debt kept growing. He could barely pay the minimum, and meanwhile the interest payments made the balance skyrocket. Lucas began to feel trapped, as if he were carrying an iron ball that was preventing him from moving forward. One day he had a serious conversation with a friend who told him, "Lucas, you're feeding a monster called bad debt. Every time you pay just the minimum, you give it more food to grow. If you want to get rid of it, you need to change your strategy now." Lucas decided to take action. First, he listed all his debts, credit cards, overdue installments, loans. Then he prioritized those with the highest interest rates. He started saving on small things, like cutting out expensive coffees and frequent dinners out. Any money left over, he used to pay off these priority debts. He also made a rule never to use his credit card again for unnecessary expenses. He kept the card in his drawer and committed to using it only in real emergencies, and only if he had the money to pay the bill in full the following month. Over time, Lucas began to see results. The debts began to fall, and he felt the weight lift off his shoulders. When he finally paid everything off, he did something important. He set up an emergency fund to avoid resorting to credit in unexpected situations. He also set a limit on his spending and started saving for his dreams. Today, Lucas looks back and sees how liberating it was to get rid of the bad debts. He realizes that they were like anchors, holding him in place. By getting rid of them, he was finally able to move forward towards his goals. Just like Lucas, you too can get out of debt. The first step is to face reality, list everything, prioritize what is most urgent, and start cutting unnecessary expenses. With discipline and determination, you can turn the tide. After all, the less money you spend paying interest, the more money you have to invest in yourself and your future. 7. Increase your income strategically. Have you ever heard the phrase, "Don't put all your eggs in one basket"? This also applies to your finances. Many people rely on just one source of income, such as a salary from their main job, and this can limit their possibilities for financial growth. The good news is that there are several ways to increase your income, and you can start building multiple sources of earnings today. First, let's understand something important. Earning more money doesn't necessarily mean working longer hours. It's about working smarter and diversifying your sources of income to create new opportunities. Find something you love and turn it into extra income. Everyone has skills or passions that can be monetized. If you like cooking, you could start selling cakes or lunchboxes. If you're good at teaching something, you could give private lessons or create online content. Even small jobs can generate significant additional income over time. Invest in your professional development. The more valuable skills you have, the more you can charge for your work. Invest in courses, certifications, or training in your field. This could lead to promotions, better job opportunities, or even the possibility of starting your own business. Consider temporary jobs or freelancing. Online platforms such as freelancing marketplaces allow you to offer your services in areas such as design, writing, consulting, or video editing. This is especially useful if you have free time in the evenings or at weekends. Diversify your sources of income with investments. If you already have some money saved up, consider investing it. This could include shares, real estate funds, fixed income, or even starting a small business. The aim is to make your money work for you, generating passive income over the long term. Reduce your spending to increase your ability to save and invest. Saving is an indirect way of increasing your disposable income. By spending less, you'll have more money to invest in tools that can generate extra income, or in courses that increase your chances of professional growth. But here's an important warning. When increasing your income, avoid falling into the trap of lifestyle inflation. It's common for people to spend more when they earn more, balancing their earnings with new costs. This can prevent you from really accumulating wealth. So keep your focus. Allocate most of that extra money to savings or investments that boost your goals. Increasing your income isn't just about earning more. It's about creating financial freedom so that you can build the future you want. So start small, explore your skills, and seize the opportunities. The world is full of ways for you to expand your income, and your potential is the limit. 8. Consider educating yourself constantly. Clara always thought money was a mystery. She saw people around her getting promotions, opening successful businesses, and even investing in the stock market, while she barely knew how to save money at the end of the month. One day, Clara realized that the difference between her and these people wasn't luck, but knowledge. Determined to change, Clara decided to invest in something that no one could take away from her, her education. She started small, reading books on personal finance that taught everything from the basics, such as how to organize a budget, to more advanced concepts, such as investing. She also started watching free online videos and lectures on financial planning and ways to generate extra income. Over time, Clara realized something incredible. Every piece of knowledge she acquired had the power to transform her life. One of the books she read suggested that she establish a learning routine, dedicating at least 30 minutes a day to studying. She adopted this as a habit and began to notice how her outlook on money was changing. She discovered, for example, that she could turn her savings into investments that generated passive income, such as real estate funds. She also learned that negotiating a raise at work was more about strategy and preparation than courage. Each new piece of information she applied to her life made Clara move a little further towards her goals. Clara also realized that learning wasn't just about money. She began to study topics related to her career and realized that, as she became more qualified, she began to be seen as a reference at work. This resulted in promotions and invitations for bigger projects. Clara's story shows something essential. Constantly educating yourself is not just about learning something new, but about building tools that help you deal with life's challenges. The internet is full of accessible courses, videos, and books, many even free, that can help anyone get started. All you need is discipline and the desire to grow. Education is what turns small steps into great achievements. So ask yourself, what can I learn today that will bring me closer to my goals tomorrow? Remember, success doesn't come by chance. It is the direct result of what you choose to learn and apply every day. That's it. You now have the 8 habits that can transform your financial life. And do you know what's most important? It's not about knowing, it's about starting. Everything we've said here won't make any difference if you don't take the first step. And you know what? It doesn't have to be perfect or huge. Start small, but start today. Remember, time will pass anyway. The difference is what you choose to do with it. Every habit you put into practice will bring you closer to the life you dream of. Don't wait for the perfect moment or when you have money left over, because that moment never comes. Change starts now, with the decisions you make today. So choose now which of the habits you're going to start, and then comment below, "I am a rich and prosperous person." This affirmation is the most important thing to start this new journey. And take the opportunity to watch this video that's appearing on your screen now. It's a complement to this one, and will accelerate financial prosperity in your life even more. See you there.